Hey kids, it's time for another episode of KittyKatGaming with your host, Mortimer!
KitKatG! KitKatG! Yay!
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of KittyKatGaming. We are playing Mortician's Tale, and we're getting ready to work on our next body. This game is super death positive. I really am enjoying this game. If you like this game, you might enjoy some books that are out right now. There's Smoke Gets in Your Eyes by Caitlin, and she talks about becoming a mortician and what that entailed. And it's a really good book. And then there's also The Afterlife of Bodies, I think is what it's called. Let me check on my Audible account. But I really enjoyed that book. I just finished it the other day. It's called, Stiff, The Curious Lives of Human Bodies. A really good book as well. Recommend those if you're into games like this. They really go into the whole death industry and how it's kind of corrupt right now. Like, honestly, it's just people making money off of people's loss. It's kind of sad, you know? Upselling you on caskets that you don't need, you know, saying, oh, don't they deserve the best? And it's like, well, of course they deserve the best, but they're dead and it's just gonna rot in the ground. Why do I need this $20,000 casket? I think embalming in the United States right now costs about $3,000, and the average funeral in America right now costs like $10,000 to $20,000. Like, it's crazy. Meanwhile, you can cremate somebody, have your own party at your house, like a wake, and then, you know, put the ashes somewhere beautiful, like on a mountainside or, you know, wherever they would want to go. Or you could keep them in your house, you know, it's up to you. But I feel like that's the more economical and ecological way to deal with it. I don't know, everyone's different, I guess. I know Christians, isn't there like a thing in Christianity against being cremated? I think that you're supposed to keep your body whole. So I know some religions are against it, but it differs from person to person. And so people want to be buried next to their loved ones, you know? All right, so new job. Today's funeral is for a woman who died from breast cancer. Nothing fancy, just a standard cremation. Please don't hesitate to ask me if you have any questions. So let's do it. We're doing a cremation today. So here's our body. She died of breast cancer. Sad. Before we cremate Mrs. Hall, we need to prepare her body. Mrs. Hall's family brought clothing and jewelry for her to wear. It's important to remove these before the cremation process as to not damage them. Let's start by removing Mrs. Hall's necklace. Okay. We need to identify Mrs. Hall's remains after she's been cremated. Click on the round identification tag and place it in the coffin. Great, Mrs. Hall is all set to be cremated now. We don't want to take her clothes off? Okay. And let's do it. Doesn't it take like 7 hours for a body to be cremated or something like that? And then after that you put it, I'm guessing this is the interment machine where you put the dust, because there's still bone bits after you've been cremated. Like, you're not dust like they do in TV shows. So usually they have to grind up your bones to turn it into a dust, and then they put it in the urn. Oh yeah, this is the cremulator. Contrary to oh my gosh, I just said this. Popular contrary belief, cremation doesn't turn bodies into ash as so much as into bone fragments. I have not played this game before, guys. Using the cremulator, we'll break down the bone fragments into ash-like remains. Let's start by placing the urn in the cremulator. All right, click and drag the bone fragments, top them into the top of the cremulator. All right, Cool. Now that all the bones are in process, click on the urn and place it back on the counter. Make sure to put Mrs. Hall's necklace back into the urn. Click on the necklace and place it in the urn. Don't forget the tag. Click on the round identification tag and place it in the urn. Last step, click on the urn's lid and place it on top of the urn. All done. Amy will take the urn to the funeral parlor and present it along with some flowers. It's time to attend the funeral. Follow the arrow to head to the funeral parlor. All right. That was an easy one. Look how cute we are. I love it. And there she is. Lovely. Talk to the family. She said she would have hated this music. She never wanted her funeral to be sad. She would have wanted us to be smiling. She said so. Yeah. Well, we should celebrate people's lives, not dwell on their deaths. She fought really hard. She was proud of herself. She never gave up, not once. That's great. Glad she was cremated and not an open casket or something. Seeing her like that, I don't know if I could have. At least we all got to say goodbye. She would have liked that. Yeah. This group's pretty positive. I like this. This is nice in a weird way. She'd like that we're all here, talking. She always tried to keep the family together. The food is delicious. I know that's weird, but these crab cakes are perfect. Yeah, that's a successful funeral right there. I'll take it. Ooh, Valentine's Day at 10:14 a.m. Uh-oh. Got an email. Working on Valentine's Day. Man. People die all year round. News about the future Rose and Daughter Funeral Home. So the very heavy heart that I write to you all, let you know that Rose and Daughters will no longer be in business. I had no idea how to start this email, and resources I Googled told me this would be the best and easiest way to break the ice. Be direct but remorseful, Google said. The truth is, I really don't know what to say. Since my father passed away, I've done my best to make Rose and Daughters warm and friendly to anyone who chose to use our services. It was my memorial to him, the original Rose, in a lot of ways. And you've all become like family, including you, Charlie, our most recent addition. Thanks for rubbing it in. But it's been getting harder to make ends meet. Rent is going up in the neighborhood, and I'm finding less and less I have the energy for this business. There's a lot of competition from other funeral homes, larger corporations than we are, that can take on more business and offer more impressive services. You know the way it goes. So we've been bought, or I sold. Either way, soon Hillside's Heritage Enterprises, Inc., a company that owns many funeral homes in the city and across the country, will replace Rose and Daughter starting from the beginning of next month. Same building, same name. They're keeping the Rose and Daughters Funeral Home for tax purposes. Though honestly, I'm trying hard not to just see it as a move on their part to keep up the image. That is a family-run business. Of course they are. They want to make that money. I don't know how I feel about that, but I also don't know if there's anything I can do at this point either. I've signed the papers. At least my father's legacy is still intact somewhat. They have a good reputation and have agreed to keep you all on. This was one of my stipulations. I would sell as long as all of you weren't without a job. Sorry I didn't tell you in a more personal way. I would have loved to have accompanied lunch, but admittedly, I didn't have the heart to tell you all in person. This was easier for me. Please understand. I like it. Straight to the point. Thank you so much. Charlie, I thought you'd like to see this note. She says, I am eternally grateful that you were able to accommodate our request for my sister's funeral. Oh, this is for the cremation. It was a beautiful service, and she would have been happy with it. Is that such a weird thing to say, isn't it? Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's so sad. Cremation. Hi, Charlie. Please see the note below about the pacemaker. This could be tricky. Hi, Amy. You asked if there were any special instructions you wanted to pass along. Just please cremate my father. He has a pacemaker, too. The doctor told me that would need to be removed. Yes, absolutely, because pacemakers can explode. Interesting fact. We have another email from Amy Rose, the owner. I thought I would forward this to you. In situations like this, we typically connect people like Ryan with a grief counselor or other professionals who can really help him. Sometimes we get emails like this when people don't know where else to turn. It's difficult, and family isn't always the most reliable for some people. Usually I would be happy to connect him, but I'm feeling a little tired today, not my usual self, and it would be good on you to start building these kind of relationships on your own. You're a treasure, Charlie. We got an email from Ryan Garcia. I don't know what to do. Hi, Amy. I know this email might sound a bit odd, but you said if I was having any troubles, I should reach out and you would know somebody I could talk to about all of this. I don't know what to do right now. I know my grandmother had lived a full, good life and was very happy, and she's not in pain now, but I still feel empty. Amy, I've never felt this empty before. What am I supposed to do now? I thought I was stronger than this. Can you refer me to someone to talk to? I don't want to freak out my mom right now. She's dealing with enough, with work and the will and trying to just be the best mom she can be. I just need somebody to tell me that I'll be okay. Thank you for, and I'm sorry for being an inconvenience. This person is obviously suffering from depression. So some therapy would do them very well. I recommend everybody do therapy. A challenger approaches. Charlie, I've been playing a new game when things are slow at work. It's called A Tales from the Crypt Sweeper. Get it, get it? It's like Minesweeper, but way harder. Like, seriously, it's really, really difficult. And I thought Minesweeper game was on point after working that overnight front desk job at the hotel for 3 years. But I must have gotten rusty. Anyways, instead of mines, you want to avoid graves so you don't disturb the adorable ghosts. The main character also kind of looks like you. Want to start a healthy competition? High score gets to pick the restaurant we go to when next one of us is in town. Cute. Keep on protecting the earth with green burials. You've lived your life mindful of the environment, doing your part to reduce pollution, and generally helping out where you can. This is the whole message of the game right here, I think, is green funerals. I think they're trying to push that, and I think that's great. It's basically just talking about how you can better have a green funeral that doesn't leach chemicals into the ground. It says natural ceremonies are becoming more popular and are focused on a few rules. Mainly, it's that bodies aren't allowed to be embalmed with chemicals that can damage the environment, and bodies must be buried in a biodegradable shroud or casket. Not only is this better for the environment, it's also cheaper. At Union Cemetery in Ontario, Canada, natural burial is just over $1,000. So better for the people, the environment, just maybe not so good for big business. Let's not forget, people, this is still a business after all. But really, why go green? Green burials help preserve natural resources, work to reduce carbon emissions, protect the health of those preparing bodies, and restore preserve natural habitats. Embalming fluids tend to contain formaldehyde, and funeral directors report a higher incidence of leukemia. Going green and not using non-toxic chemicals for embalming helps protect the funeral directors while at the same time lessening the impact we all have on the environment after we are gone. We here at Funerals Monthly think green burials are pretty cool. What do you think? Reply and let us know. Yes. All right. So I guess next time on the next episode of KittyKatGaming, we are going to do this cremation with the pacemaker. So please be sure to hit that subscribe button so you guys don't miss it. And let me know down below what you guys want to do for your funeral, if you've ever thought about it anyways. It's kind of morbid. But I definitely want to be cremated. But yeah, see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.